Alright. No, just get that drink later. I still got a little bit of this left. We should be patched to 1.35 now. PSN. Yeah. Well, we got a little bit more ammo now.
Here's your mission briefing.
I guess I could pack a backup side gun too. Like 2 back guns and 2 handguns should be plenty.
This is the operator of White Glint. You are trespassing in line art territory. Pull back immediately, or we will respond with lethal force.
So it's Fiona Jarnefeld. What right have you to speak? You who brought down Anatolia.
You who brought down Anatolia.
It looks like you came to fight. Commence mission. Take out the enemy next, White Glint. This battle is for rank 1. You can't go any higher. Show me what you can do.
You can fight. I'll give you that. All those fancy aerial maneuvers won't save you. White Glint. All those silly legends. They die today. I've surpassed you, and now I'll prove it.
Bro, he's the main character.
AP down 40%. Please leave. I know how this will end. You are the same as we once were. Think. What are you fighting for?
Main booster malfunction. Is that what you were aiming for? I've hit the water. Boosters won't engage. Hull breach. Damn it, I'm taking on water. No, I can't go down here. Not now.
Is he sinking into the ocean? Just like that? Unbelievable. Looks like it's one-on-one. AP down 90%. Confirmed. White Glint has been destroyed. Mission complete. You're more than I dared hope for.
Barely survived. Well, that went a lot better. Have some of the loud sound effects or the VA.
Lynarch's White Glint was defeated, and Kallard's top-ranked Lynx, Atsdarva, went down into the ocean. After the intense battle between the Cradle's greatest Lynx, only one remained. Lynarch had lost its greatest military asset. The Cradles entered a period of stability, or so everyone believed.
Yeah, it's a little
Behind
wild.
the scenes, the
Like
League
right now.
prepared for a new, more violent phase of the war. At that moment, despite the period of calm, the gears of a sinister plan had begun to turn.
Right, arm weapon back. still using pretty much the stock. Good stock stuff. I haven't bought a whole lot of them. New arm weapon. Masterpiece of a gun. Oh. Take your word for it. Missiles. Scatter missiles. Yeah, those giant mechs and shit that we had to fight were pretty unholy and sound. The music and stuff is cool. And the sound design is fine, but yeah. It's not good, dude. Storage laser blade. Passive balanced spec. Different arms. Speed's a little lower, but it's not a huge deal. I don't know how much more ballistic I want to get. There's a lot of other shit there, man. I mean, upgrading my aim precision wouldn't be the worst. Just slow me down a bit. It takes me out now. It's got good precision. Fuck it. Gonna be the fast guy, but here I am buying shit to be the slow guy. Mission. Basically silent avalanche. Okay. Red rum and Starka.
Mission briefing begin. Your target is the BFF 8th Fleet, currently deployed in the Northwest Sea. The Union has committed the arms Fort Stigro to this mission. You will rendezvous with the Stigro and destroy all targets. The 8th Fleet has been picked apart by repeated battles. If we strike now, you and the Stigro should be able to wipe out the remnants. That's the mission. The Union has been impressed with your performance thus far. We hope you can take this on.
So this has a bunch of routes. Wonder if you could like not kill White Glint depending on what you pick, or that always happens. Maybe it depends on repeat playthroughs. I only plan on doing the one.
Commence mission.
Even if I do like this
Destroy
one
the
pretty
BFF
well.
fleet. For this operation, you're paid in proportion to the number of mission targets you eliminate. Stigro's on your side, but it's also your competition. Show them that you're better than some simple piece of hardware.
That thing flying around too.
Stigro's share of kills is increasing. Play second fiddle all you want, as long as you're aware that he's taking money out of your pocket.
Victory lap after White Glint, then. We're having a little fun here. This big giant fucking thing just bulldozing everyone. Shooting this time. Looks like it's trying to hit him.
Pay attention to where you're shooting. He's not your friend, but not your enemy.
There's no more bots, brother. What is there? The AI is just really bad. Maybe the mission doesn't know there's nobody left. Kinda like follow the missiles. What is going on then? One thing if they had a moment where it's like, they've turned traitor on you. Let's do that. I'm not seeing any robots out here, man. Any shit. This is where an actual map would be good.
Mission complete. You made it out alive. Don't be too disappointed.
Okay, mission complete. Alrighty, thanks. Appreciate that. A little glitchy, man. A little buggy. Yeah, it's all fucked. Parts. We're in B7.
Here's your mission. You are to target the 3 Kojima energy plants located on the lowest level of the B7 deep mining facility. B7 was attacked and is now occupied by Omer forces. Their exact specifications are unknown, but you can expect some serious opposition on the way. The facility emits high-density Kojima particles. These particles will degrade your primal armor and damage your machine. Once the plants are destroyed, we expect the situation to steadily worsen. You need to eradicate any Omer units that get in your way. Infiltrate down to the lowest level of the facility. Destroy all the targets, and then make your escape at maximum speed.
Maximum.
Briefing over.
Sounds cool.
This is a dangerous mission, but that's why Taurus asked for you. We hope you can take care of it.
When do we take down the cradles, man? So, for context, the cradles are where, like, people are at, humans. They're like flying fortresses in the air. But most of your war stuff's on the ground with soldiers and robots and all that stuff, and mechs fighting for resources and facilities.
Commence mission. Destroy the 3 Kojima energy plants at the lowest level of the facility.
Didn't we already do a mission down here?
Approaching the facility's lowest level. Kojima particles are extremely dense in this area. Your primal armor can't protect you here. Keep a close eye on your damage levels.
You better off just shooting. Or like using your sword, man. You can sword swipe, you might as well, man.
Kojima energy plant destroyed. 2 more to go.
Need to master the quick turn key. You have to like return to full neutral and shit before you do that.
Kojima energy plant destroyed. 1 more to go.
Music. I'd say overall the music's done a better job of creating atmosphere in this one than in 4. And it's just been better tunes in general, but some of these are still really goofy.
Confirmed. All targets destroyed. Evacuate immediately. Detonation imminent. Barrier doors closing. Enemy reinforcements confirmed. Facility defenses are coming online. Doesn't matter, just blast through them. Prioritize your escape.
So this is the right way. Where did the good maps go, man? Okay. Yeah, I will say, well, this is one of the better ones. There's still some jank, some ghetto-ness. Some of the normal MTs are just kind of like there. They feel very just like like cardboard cutout just slapped in there. I mean, the armored core fights are the best they've ever been. I actually like doing them compared to any other. Hardly. There's some armored core fights I liked in the other games. It really depended on stage and AI and stuff. But usually they're super into it. But these been cool. Some of the level design in this is like they'll have a few repetitive moments. Like I think we already did like a lot of that level before. I would say in the old games I didn't mind the like labyrinthine corridor levels because being careful and handling your corners and the speed of it and the kinds of weapons you'd have made it kind of more fun to do these like long levels and kind of swap the cool weapons for the job. Where this, because it's all about speed and flying around and shit. The labyrinthian levels don't really show that off as much. There's not a whole lot of dodging around stuff and hiding and shit. It's mostly just running quickly down corridors. I think they work as well. Not that I'm saying just big open levels are the best, but your set piece ones that have like big buildings or big, hills and crests and dips and stuff. Those are cool. You gotta use a little bit of everything. So. Interesting. So the point is, I think some of those levels are little. The gameplay's still really crispy and really fun, but yeah, those levels feel iffy for sure. Way better than anything in 4. But how would you do that to yourself? I play Slackers 2 more than once. Yeah. You can torture yourself in so many ways. Why choose that?
This will be your mission. The client is Omer Science Technology. You're to destroy the Silent Avalanche Force. They're stationed at Sphere, a BFF-owned large-scale Kojima energy facility. At one time, the Avalanche Force was stronger than Standard Next. They are armed with high-caliber sniper cannons, which make for effective long-range weapons. However, their machines are now considered obsolete. There's a possibility the enemy will deploy ECM in defense, but don't let that slow you down. How you deal with it is up to you. That is all. With this job, you can reinforce ties with Omer Science Technology. It should prove financially rewarding as well.
Commence mission. Destroy the Silent Avalanche Force defending Sphere. They've deployed ECM, as expected.
Armored Core 6 seems to be using like cover and like places to stand and shit a little bit more effectively. That'd be cool. Oh yeah, I cleared it first try when I got back. Using double machine guns, or a chain gun and a submachine gun and then patching it, yeah. Don't know if that was really because of the patch or what, but we handled it just fine. Yeah, I was just stubborn. I didn't patch. It's like taking the time to, but I shouldn't have done. I should have. But I did in the last game when there was a buggy mission. I paid the price for it. Yeah, it was a fun mission though. But yeah, she was really RP. The she who's the comms lady. Pretty heavy duty. Where are these motherfuckers, man?
down 40%.
So like this, we could hide in like areas and then come up out of them and shit.
AP down 70%. Target destroyed. 3 more to go.
Yeah. Love me.
Target destroyed. Good. Confirmed. Silent Avalanche has been destroyed. Mission complete. You got hit pretty hard out there, but it was a great battle.
Yeah, I feel like using cover in like locations and stuff in Armored Core is usually, like, it happens, but it tends to be more rare. 5 looks like it's trying to do that a little bit more, but I've heard 5's really bad. Let's hope 6 has that mix of like tactical level design and builds that work with that kind of shit. Rip Megalis.
This will be your mission. The client is Omer Science Technology. Your objective is to destroy the Line Arc power recycling plant, Megalis. The Line Arc insurgents have deployed a number of heavy anti-aircraft guns in a circle around the installation. It's a simple but highly effective system. The client therefore recommends the use of a Vanguard overboost unit. You should be able to penetrate the front line at high speed. Once through, the Megalis defenses themselves will give you little trouble. It's a brilliant plan. That is all. Omer Science Technology is very eager to accomplish this mission. If you do, you can expect a large reward.
I'll do that.
Commence mission. Your target is Megalis, the lifeline of Line Arc. Your VOB will allow you to quickly close in on Megalis.
Sweet. Yeah, not fast enough. I can still shoot off the side of this, but it's not much fun. Jesus, yeah, no shit, they just shot me fucking dead on.
VOB nearly depleted. Prepare for normal battle maneuvers. VOB depleted. Purging. Megalis is within visual range. Blow it to hell.
Mangled, it did blow this out.
Megalis has been destroyed. Mission complete.
You like them sound effects? I know you do.
As long as you're aware of your actions. conditions.
Don't give a
Skilled
fuck.
work.
An arteria carpal. Who?
This is the mission. The client is Rosenthal Corporation. Your assignment is to protect the large-scale arteria facility, Karpals. We've received intelligence it will be attacked by several unknown nexts. Our current information is unconfirmed and possibly unreliable. However, as Karpals is one of the key facilities supporting the cradle system, it goes without saying, the client is taking no chances in its defense. Rosenthal has deployed its most powerful next, Noblesse Oblige, to guard Karpals. Work with Noblesse to take out the attacking nexts. Karpals is also protected by its own highly effective defense system. You shouldn't have any major problems.
What if they turn on me? The usual. I like the swords. I think they do a lot of damage for like normal missions, but for this kind of shit, man.
This
All defensive emplacements destroyed? They didn't last 20 seconds out there. Noblesse Oblige, targeting the blue irregular.
I didn't end up very
Take
well.
out those nexts. 2 of them. Well, we warned them already. Looks like they didn't take us seriously.
I can see where the fuck they are. Is every one of these fights just gonna be this now? Can't tell who's my ally half the time.
You think you can accomplish anything with one next? This irregular's a bit too cocky.
Buddy, you're sounding a little too cocky.
Combat damage at 40%.
I don't know if I'm hitting the motherfucker half the time.
And what's wrong? Aren't you the Lionarch survivors? Looks like I was the careless one. Forgive me. I gave you everything I had.
Enemy next destroyed. Guess that's it. They've thrown first-class nexts at us. Damn reactionary forces. What are they thinking?
I think the problem with them going a million miles an hour is you stop being able to like really react to it. and the AI just kind of like fucked around in place. The early guys would just boost like here and there, so you'd like keep up with them and move around cover and use that too. But when they're just kind of in open areas, they just do this non-stop. And the goal is to just hold down the fire buttons and just keep them targeted. It's fun,
The
but
chaos began in July.
I think without the right AI and
Without warning, multiple
level
nexts of
design.
unknown origin unleashed a coordinated attack on Arteria facilities. The majority
kind of
of
an
these
upper
attacks
limit,
were
man.
successful. The energy reserves upon which the cradles relied were suddenly threatened. The Orca leader, a man known as Maximilian Thermidor, made an announcement to the world. The message was simple. League dogs, welcome to Earth. To the people who lived in the skies, it was nothing less than a declaration of war. The League was forced to abandon the tried and true strategies of the economic war. Suddenly, people realized that against these revolutionaries, their mighty castles were actually built out of sand.
story's not terribly good in this one either. It's not fucked or anything. It's followable enough, but not as bad as like 4. Oh yeah, the League. This one has a good setup as well. And the Kojima particles, that's all you need to know, right?
Here is the mission. A special Orca arms fort has been identified in the Old Clark
I need to
area.
get the sword out
We
now.
want you to take it out. We don't have any data on the AF model. All we do know is that it is a powerful destructive weapon designed for the sole purpose of destroying our way of life. We cannot afford to give Orca a free hand. We will move in first with conventional forces. You will wait in reserve. Should your involvement become necessary, we will issue appropriate instructions as the situation demands. This war against Orca will soon be over. Help us finish them off.
Yeah, I need to swap the guns for the... Let's do it, man.
Commence mission. Eradicate the enemy arms forts. The enemy has melee combat potential. They're equipped with several large blades. They'll cut through those makeshift buildings like paper mache. Don't rely on them for cover. Oh, I neglected to mention this, but your support has been completely wiped out. So don't hold anything back. Destroy the whole city if you have to. Easier said than done.
We beat it. It's not doing anything. I might have to go into this little top bit. Shouldn't have put your giant crazy weak point at the top, where all the targeting would know exactly where it is. But I guess they were pretty takey everywhere else. I put some lasers in there or something, man, right? Work up.
Here's the mission. Destroy the Orca forces occupying Big Box.
Big Box.
Big Box is a fortified city that years ago served as GA America's main
Like a
center
Metal
of
Gear
power.
location.
However, it was abandoned when the cradles were built. Orca saw their opportunity and illegally seized the facility. Orca is now operating the Big Box defense system, and it has been restored to its peak operating capacity. This was once known as an impregnable fortress. Exercise extreme caution. We have also requested the help of the Rank 3 Next Rider Palash. Cooperate with her when carrying out the operation. You are the only ones who can complete this mission. It's up to you to stop this violent organization.
Oh, I'm sure they're the good guys, right? The corporation is totally the good guys.
Commence mission.
No
Eliminate
good
the
guys.
Orca Brigade.
Okay.
This is Windy Fanchen and Ryder Palash here. Let's take down the enemy next. No point in messing around.
This is also of the Orca Brigade. Welcome to Big Box.
Welcome to Big Box.
Let's give them a warm welcome.
Combat damage at 40%.
Jesus, man.
Using you, yet you keep crawling back to me. Pathetic pawn. Soon the curtain will close on the final act.
Combat damage at 90%.
This is my time. No matter, I'm of no use anymore. For mankind's golden age.
We got like lit up there, man. I thought we were taking down the base, but
Commence mission. Eliminate the Orca
we
Brigade.
came packing with something else.
This is Windy Fanchen and Ryder Palash here. Let's take down the
You don't
enemy
wanna get here
next.
too early.
No point in messing around.
I want her to get some fucking work done.
This is Malzo of the Orca Brigade. Welcome to Big Box. Let's give them a warm welcome.
swords are too hard to do on Nax because they just dodge out of the way. You'd have to have a much quicker vehicle with probably like blade arms or something. We'll just shoot him, it's a lot safer. Yeah, and if you get close to him, he just annihilates you because he's in like a really tanky, heavy machine that looks like.
Here. Let's take down the enemy next. No point in messing around.
This is Pulse, Orca Brigade. Welcome to Big Box. Let's give them a warm welcome.
Jesus, man. How much health does this guy have? That's pretty much non-stop shooting him. Or did I kill him, but he was still doing damage after his death?
Commence mission. Eliminate the Orca Brigade.
This is Windy Fanchen and Ryder Palash here. Let's take down the enemy next. No point in messing around.
This is Maltzel of the Orca Brigade. Welcome to Big Box. Let's give them a warm welcome.
And this fucking like little like 1 foot lip is like the fucking death of me, man. That guy had a very tanky machine.
Thanks for the fun times.
I feel like he wasn't using a normal machine. It was probably some cheap machine.
Mission complete.
I mean, maybe if you maxed your defense to like god levels, that would work.
That's one massive gravestone.
It works in other games to a certain extent. You just fucking eat it, man. Just massive tankiness. I'm just sitting there left, right. I'll do like 2 full weapons.
The fighting concentrated on the world's largest Arteria facility, the Cranium, with both the League and Orca seeking to wrest control from each other. But in the final moments of the fierce battle, the League's attitude shifted dramatically. Seemingly overnight, they began to disengage from the conflict. It was a secret pact. The League agreed to turn a blind eye to Orca. In return, Orca would protect the corporation's leaders and keep their dark secrets. It turned out that the Orca leadership were as calculating as their corporate rivals. Their own security came first. They also knew well that the aftermath of the widespread destruction would spur the reins of economic growth. Now, nothing could stop Orca. Nothing, except for Windy Fanchon and her allies. They broke off from Collard and began operating independently.
Okay. I have no idea what's going on there. Hey, a Gatling gun. Big sucks. Oversized missiles with semi-large explosion. You get 8 gigantic, huge missiles. Big suck. Big suit. Wanted to destroy some of those cradles, man. Maybe I'm not anti-corporate enough.
This is Windy Fanchon. I need your assistance. I want you to join me in a mission. We need to deal with the Orca forces who are planning to attack the Arteria Cranium. Without the cranium, the cradles will lose their wings. Many of the people who spent their lives breathing clean air wouldn't survive on the polluted surface. The League is aware of this, and is secretly complicit in Orca's plan. This request comes from me personally. It won't be much, but we can pay you for your services. And that's all. I'm not gonna waste time with fancy speeches. Give me your answer soon.
Hey, you're the only mission available. I don't know what's going on in the story, so we're getting rebel factions going against the companies and then join back up with the companies, and now
Thank you.
they're rebels again.
Sacrifice so much. We could use more soldiers like you.
Sacrifice.
You two. I guess you aren't content to rot with the rest of them.
How did we pick this song, man? It's like overly sappy shit.
AP down 40%.
All these lips are kind of annoying.
AP down 70%.
We got swordsman over here.
AP down 90%.
The only swordsman next in the business.
The cranium's core is just up ahead. I am in your debt. Thank you.
I didn't realize you would sacrifice so much. We could use more soldiers like you.
Like this shit right here, it sucks. These little lips that you have to like jump out of, and they're like, you
I
just
guess
lift
you
your
aren't
leg.
content to rot with the rest of them.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have any issues with
AP down 70%.
it.
AP
I
down
lost all of my
90%.
health to this fucking goofy. And he's on my left. And he just like chops off 30k of your health real quick. Am I supposed to be using swords for this guy too or something?
The cranium's core is just up ahead. I am in your debt. Thank you.
I didn't realize realize you would sacrifice so much. We could use
You two. I guess you aren't content to rot with the rest of them.
I wonder if she could just handle them both.
down 40%.
Yeah, that's fair. He's stuck on the bottom of the road. He doesn't move. God, I hate this stage. It's so bad. Maybe she can just take him? He's bug. Yeah. Good work. Hey, I wonder if they'll figure out the AI by Armored Core 6.
These cowardly ideals. They will cause the downfall of humanity.
Humanity? I don't see humanity anywhere else, Darva.
Mankind would be safe to dream, floating among the clouds. Is that your answer? So be it.
Huh? 4 answer? That's my 4 answer right there.
Maltzel fell at Big Box, and Maximilian Thermidor at Cranium. In an instant, the backbone of Orca was broken. The League rewarded their Lynx saviors with glowing eulogies. They hunted down the remnants of Orca, and once again secured the dignity of their rule. We have at long last restored peace to our world, they proclaimed. The cradles continued to float serenely above the planet. Within them, people soon forgot the terrible danger that had threatened their existence.
Okay. Whatever the fuck all that was. You're working for corporations, then all of a sudden the typical Armored Core resistance pops up. And then you beat them down, and then you're like siding with them, I guess. I don't know where the different route though. I'm sure there's routes where you can destroy the cradles and stuff. Who knows? There's 3 endings. Ending 2, you help Orca. Oh, you can only do it on the second playthrough? And then it branches from the route 2 and 3. Ending 3, the player allies with the Paris Old King rather than League or Orca. Only 2 missions long. What is that? Okay. What happened with that motherfucker from the first Armored Core 4 game? I guess we just killed him, that
More
was
than
it.
10 years have passed since the National Dismantlement War. A league of corporations has taken control of the world. To escape the pollution that poisons the surface of the planet, they have built massive floating platforms called cradles. Only there, 7,000 meters above the ground, is the air clean and safe. Already half of mankind lives in the skies. The planet's surface has become a battlefield where armies fight to control the resource plants that feed the cradles. As the war came to a close, giant humanoid weapons called Armored Core Nexts enabled the League to firmly establish their rule of the planet. Their pilots are called Lynx. Fearing the power and independence of these Nexts, the League left them behind on the surface. The Lynx now work as mercenaries for an organization called Collard. While the League armies derive their power from massive arms forts, the once mighty Nexts are consigned to the poisoned earth, serving as foot soldiers in the never-ending economic war.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be enough for me. There's obviously another like 20 missions or whatever we could do. We've done like half of them, right? We'd have to redo quite a few, I'm sure, and a lot of those are just gonna be like side missions. You know, go into a fucking maze and shoot a bunch of guys. I assume there's some missions where you gotta take down some cradles, which would be cool. But I don't think I want to go through the whole story again there. I mean, it's fun. I'd say this is one of the best ones. I'd put it up there with 3 and some of the originals. Probably for different reasons. Or 1 and like Master Arena are really good because of their simplicity. You know, you make a purchase, it's gonna feel big. The pace is a little slower, and just aiming and everything is a lot more deliberate. So when you do get a kill on something, you know, you get to see it blow up, you know, you're gonna hear it all, you gotta, you know that all the little movements you made a big difference. And in this one, it's like, well, you don't really know when you're hitting, you kind of know when shit's exploding, but it's more just the feel of like the raw movement. That's nice. And in the right situations where there's cool level design and shit's exploding and you're seeing all the different boosters flying off your dude, because you know it's more next gen, you get to see all those little details, and it feels good when shit's schmoovin'. When it's just like you doing old school Armored Core stuff, like running around in a hallway Not so much. Definitely the power fantasy in this one is when it's at its best. Crazy mech fights. When they just start doing this back and forth, that gets a little old. I liked it when it was a little bit more limited, like in some of the arenas and stuff, where you're using cover and you're bouncing through stuff and you're matching their dodges and stuff. And when they just do this back and forth, you glaze over and you're just holding down the guns, man, to a certain extent. I'm sure in like multiplayer and stuff it's a little crazier, but I think it's one of those where if the level design's right, what's up, Raylos? And the mission objectives are right, it can feel really good. It's probably the best, just feeling control-wise, the smoothest out of any of the armored cores. My brother's working out. That's really fun. But yeah, definitely the best feeling. I would say the customization not quite as bad as 4, but I didn't really feel like I needed to like change a whole lot. You're so fast that like I highly doubt even if I'm playing. Back. That was annoying as fuck. Well, what happened there? Well, I don't remember what I was saying. Point is, I think in general the movement's really nice, and it's a nice change of pace. I don't think the builds are as strong. Maybe some of the guns and stuff, although they don't generally feel as strong. I think swords are still a little too powerful for your generic missions in this game. They're really strong in 4. How it usually works is you're like, why shoot something and take a bunch of hits when you could just sword it? And almost every enemy just stands still and waits to be destroyed. From giant mechs to, which are really cool fights, by the way, to, you know, armored fortresses and everything that isn't an AC just stands still. So it's kind of one note there. I kind of wish that there was a little bit like weaker of enemies, but more of them, so that, you know, if they're gonna just stand around, so that you could feel like you're using your guns a bit more. And then maybe some guys who put up a little bit of a fight, so that, you know, sword was a little bit harder to do outside AC fights. Because your AC fights are just like, you just hold down the buttons and jump around and stuff, which was fun, but yeah. I really like the big set piece fights. I think those are a cool thing. I mean, technically big set pieces like that have been in the series from Go, but they're at their best in this one, I would say. Big giant fortresses that you have to destroy certain pieces of. I think they could be a little janky sometimes. It's definitely more the spectacle than the feel at times. I would say the best feel I had was probably just, you know, flying through fleets of dudes, blowing them up, or dodging guys in cities and seeing the city explode while you're fighting other mechs and stuff. Using a little bit of everything. It can sometimes slow down enough to possibly use the sword. Going through a few weapons. The spectacle was cool, and it seems like they're keeping some of that spectacle. I didn't feel like I ever needed to change my build strategies for any of those things. The most I would do is if I was fighting an AC, I would ditch the sword. Otherwise, my mech it's barely that different from the starter mech. I changed some boosters, changed a few guns. That was about it. I mean, I like being able to use, like, you know, back weapons whenever on a bipedal mech, but that was one of the interesting kind of things when you had to think about the deliberate movement in the old games. You know, you couldn't shoot big weapons unless you stopped and shot them, unless you were on quads or tank legs. But that kind of like changed the feel on that, where it's like this, it's like it doesn't really matter. A bit more about just moving around and stuff. There's a lot of customization there, and like I said, it feels good. I could see somebody not liking maybe, I don't know, I don't know if the builds, not that I did like a shitload, I guess, but I just don't see at this pace of game the builds really being like drastically different outside of how much just like speed you want versus how much tankiness you want. I don't think you're gonna come at it with a completely different play style, but maybe. But yeah, it's still a lot of fun though. I think just doing like the generic AC in this and using something with a lot of ammo worked out pretty well. Keeps up with the speed pretty nicely. I didn't like a lot of the lips and stuff in some of the fucking levels. When you're fighting shit and you kind of have to like jump over these lips and stuff. I feel like it kind of lends itself to just either cheese or standing still or staying flying up in the air. Yeah, I think the overboost, the Vanguard thing was a cool idea. It's just another little set piece to add on some shit for the missions and all that. Yeah, so overall I'd say this probably has some of the top gameplay, and it's got alright build customization, but you kind of have lose some of that because of the speed. There's not much to be done there, I guess. Well, they could do something, but they don't. In terms of the rest of the game, I think this one had a good setup for the story. Like a bunch of flying ships that hold all of humanity because the ground's too poisoned and fucked is cool. In terms of like characters and like the momentum of the story, as usual with most hardcores, it just kind of suck. Like they'll have good setups and sometimes they'll keep that like atmosphere going, like they kind of doing this, and Last Raven has the atmosphere and all that. The simplicity of the stories and like the really old ones, like the first gens, you know. Well, they're not great stories. It does keep an atmosphere going. And it just relies on the setup for the whole thing. For these ones where it's like they actually start trying to have like characters and events happening, and you know, like in 4 where there's some fucking guy talking over a PowerPoint about these people who came from this place and they're defending their home or they're being used by the corporation. It's like I just don't even follow half of it. It's told so dryly and it's kind of whatever. This isn't a whole lot better. It's a little better. Problem is you'll just be kind of doing random missions for Corpse and then they'll have like a PowerPoint cutscene that tells you some big thing happened, and then they'll do it again next chapter, and they'll do it like 3 times, 4 times. Like that's kind of it. And it's a lot of the same stuff, like, oh, there's a Raven faction that's gonna fight back against the corporations, except this time they're not completely against them. And then you just shoot them dead, and it's like, okay. And then they say some fucking mysterious shit about the fate of humanity, and I'm just, yeah. These games, story-wise, are usually at their best when they're just simple, and they're banking off of that initial setup. I still think probably AC3, Last Raven, Silent Line, those probably have some of your most interesting stories that stay kind of interesting. I think more just because of the mystery. You know, oh, it's a city ruled by a giant AI underground. It's like, what's above ground, you know? Are they gonna go, they're gonna take down this AI, or are they gonna like work together? And it's like different factions. Silent Line was, I guess, wasn't the best, but there was this mystery of like, you know, what is the Silent Line and shit, and, you know, some driving force happening while the fucking action's going on. Last Raven just had like good atmosphere where like, you know, you have 24 hours and it's like different routes and stuff. You know, this big attack from the Ravens that are against the corporations is happening in 24 hours, so it's you learning what's going on, and then the music's changing in the garage as you get closer and closer to be more like ominous and shit. This, it's like, I think there is like this melancholic vibe that the music goes for and stuff, and the general atmosphere, which isn't too bad in the general setup, but so many of the little specific bits and story beats just don't really land. It's mostly just a good setup. Other than that, I don't know. Like I said, I think in general the music's better than 4. 4's was almost like as unfitting as Necklaces. They're good soundtrack. They're not really good fitting soundtrack. I thought like Last Raven was pretty fitting. It was just like way, way more urgency and more like crazy man kind of music. And it's like, well, you're on a 24-hour timer, before something crazy is gonna happen, kind of fit. But I guess it just depends on what you're after. I think low stakes stuff like Armored Core 1, the music's cool, or Armored Core 2. All that Armored Core 2 is low stakes for a bit. Then it does the atmosphere music doesn't matter as much. 3 has good fitting music, I would say. It feels like there's a gravity to what's going on with the music, what's kind of happening in game a little bit. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I guess visuals and stuff, I mean, I already gathered by what I thought about that. They're simple, almost like kind of stylized simple. I think it is that way so that the FPS can remain pretty high while still boosting around like crazy and things are really visible. I think it's fine. Just these giant superstructures in this kind of like barren world. There's a lot of different, colors of areas and stuff, but it's all pretty bleak. I think it worked well for what it is for a PS3 360 game. I don't have a big problem with it. They got rid of like the overly filtered, stylized look of 4, where they would put like a really fucking heavy filter on and you could barely see what's going on. But, yeah. You could tell that the end of 4, the final boss, was like probably the motivator for this entire game, because that boss just warped around back and forth a lot. Usually mechs can only just like dash a little bit and warp, but this one everybody's warping. I don't know, I think it's cool, but it's a little simplistic sometimes. I want that give and take. I want that mix of things I can do and level design and ways to react. I'm not saying I want it easy, but easies can be a bit one note. Oh, the sound mix is something to bring up. I'm trying not to just go through like a category of everything, but it wasn't very good. There was some stuff that was really loud, and I think it was supposed to be like immersive loud, like it's a giant machine smashing the ground, and it's just like, alright, dude, my ears are bleeding, I don't really care. So, a lot of stuff like that. Overall, that wasn't too bad. I think the music could have been louder. I tried to like custom change it so the music was a bit louder, but do what we could there. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. Overall, I think it was good. I think it was a good game. I think it has plenty of breakpoints, just like any Armored Core. I don't think there's many godly games in this series, but they are unique in what they do, and I respect them for that. I have fun with them, but there's also times where you're just kind of like, okay, if there was other games doing what they did, it probably wouldn't, be like ultra high on the list. Because there's not a whole lot of cool mech games. They do try to go for a style on these, and they do allow quite a bit of customization, even though I think it's kind of fallen off in these two. They still end up being worth checking out. But anyways, the next game is Armored Core 5. Supposed to be like one of the worst ones, so that's pretty exciting. That's when they shifted to multiplayer focus. Won't be playing multiplayer, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know anything about that. I think you could still play it single player. Supposed to not be great, so that'll be exciting. I think it runs way worse, so we'll probably be playing in like half the FPS. Yeah. Verdict Day is supposed to be a lot better, which is the sequel to 5. We'll see if I can actually run all these games. Verdict of the Day, I can find a way. 5, we'll see. I'd like to finish the fight for sure. And then we got 6. So. Definitely been a lot of these for sure. And they don't mix it up like some of our other series playthroughs, right? They're very kind of expansion, incremental upgrades. This was a nice change of pace, but a little too late, I think. We'll see how 5 is. I'd like to enjoy that. Don't know if we'll start tonight, My Baldur's is probably gonna happen within an hour or two, I'd imagine. We'll see. I haven't heard from Goda. I don't really know when Goda gets on. It's kind of just a 2 to 3 hour period. So I kind of have to play around with that. But maybe we'll start Armored Core 5 after Baldur's Gate tonight.